Good. Turn this light down a little bit. She bright. She bright. Big bright. All right, I think we live. Oh yeah, we 10 seconds in. All right, what up, squad? What up, squad? I'll wait till I get a couple more folks in here, and then I will kind of talk about what the hell is going on. All right, make sure I got that. Thank you, Queen Matee, for being in here. Appreciate you. Appreciate you for being in here waiting. I did not give any notice that I was going to be doing this, so I'm gonna give people just a moment to kind of get in here. Damn, my hairline's looking fucked up. I need to stop wearing hats, bro. Holy shit. Maybe it was just sitting weird. Still looking a little rough. I need to stop wearing hats. What up, though? Keeping the squad in line. Juga Lasses. We got Bob K. Crystal, how you doing? King Grizz, my guy. What up, brother? How y'all doing? Matee as usual. Queen Matee, you still here? Appreciate you. Uno Memento. Oh my gosh. I had for a little bit while I was locked up there in Calvert County, they won't let anybody be in a cell by themselves. So if somebody like goes home, that single person gets moved over. So my cell buddy and I got a Latino guy. We would just everyone called it Migo. His name was Josue, but he got moved to our cell, and he was just teaching me different little like Spanish phrases and stuff, helping me get up on that. Armando Caramaza is not the hat, bro. It's definitely the hat. I had an alright hairline until I started wearing hats a couple years ago. Hairline was alright. It might be genetics. It might just be the timing. It might be. But I have pretty good hair. My hair's pretty thin, but never had too bad of a fucked up hairline. But now that I start wearing hats, it kind of rubs right here. It rubs right in those two spots. So it's like pulling back because that's where the little trucker joint wants to rub at. But yeah, I kind of not a perfectly circular head either. It's kind of peanut shaped, so doesn't help either. What up, Beverly Trader, Lou Skunt, Tri-State Audit News, But yeah, no, my amigo was teaching me some different some different phrases in there. My taco folks, in case y'all didn't notice, I got a how do I do this backwards? I got a little message over here for y'all. Sorry, the first pen I was using up here, it sucked, and then I just wrote like an idiot on the second one. But appreciate y'all for 40K. Appreciate y'all. I agree. It's nice to learn other languages. That way you can communicate with people. I know a lot of times you hear folks say shit like, oh, this is America, speak English or da da da. But a lot of people don't know that America actually doesn't have a native language. Like, we don't have a set language for this country. Like, obviously, English is the main language that we speak, it's the predominant language that we speak. But the country itself doesn't have a native language. We accept all languages. So it's good to learn different ones. That way you can communicate with people. In the sense you ever need to. You know what I mean? You never know. Like, for instance, when I call the taco truck and I want to order my food, now I'm not struggling to try to order it in Spanish and them having to give the phone to their kids to order. I can get on the phone and say, puedo ordenar, tres pollos tacos, solamente lechuga queso, solamente tres salsa verdes, and limon. And they're like, oh my God, gringo knows Spanish now. Da, da, da. And then they treat me even better because they know that I am making the effort to communicate with them in their native language and to, show respect. So I think that goes a long way for sure, for sure. But Michael Reed, what up, brother? How you doing? How you doing? We in here. All right, we got 33 people. Like I said, I didn't really give any notice that this was going to be happening. So I didn't really expect a whole lot of people to join. It's also Friday night at almost 9 o'clock. So I know people are probably doing a lot of other shit. Okay. I know I hate when people say shit like that. And it's just like, man, sometimes people are just trying to, better themselves. Sometimes people are just trying to better their lives. Actually, my roommate, he was born here, but his parents are from El Salvador. So, I don't like to discriminate in any way, shape, or form. One of my best friends is actually from El Salvador. Or, well, I mean, technically, like I said, he's born here, but he's El Salvadorian. So it's pretty cool. You'd be surprised how like cool other like races and ethnicities and cultures are when you're accepting of them and not just like so quick to shut it off because it's different from what you're used to. But yeah, no, man, it's cool. There's a lot of cool shit out there. But all right, I'm gonna go ahead and get into this. I got 40 people. I've been in here for 5 minutes. The people that come in later can just go back and rewatch this. So as you guys see from the title, I want to let you know that I was served with a peace order on Thursday. I had to Pale Emperor. What up, brother? On Thursday, I had to go to the district court here in Annapolis and meet with the court assessor. As part of my probation, I had to go and meet with her for her to assess me if I needed to do substance abuse and or like mental health treatments of any way, shape, or form. When I showed up there, there was a police officer waiting at the door with a peace order for me. So, of course, that looked fucking horrible. Like literally at the court assessor's door, I'm arguing with this police officer over one, the fact that they had my name wrong on here. Two, how did you know I was going to be here when this wasn't like a court ordered appointment? I set it up with this lady. It's not like on case surge or anything like that. So how did you even know I was going to be down here? And then third off, it's at a public location where they put the address for. Like there's public businesses within this location that I need to go there and get services for at least once a month, like when I go get my parking passes every 30 days. So I don't know. They're crazy. But it looked horrible to this lady. But luckily, after sitting down, speaking with her, explaining to her, you know, obviously my life, and I had a nice letter of recommendation from my doctor as well. I was not ordered to take any type of substance abuse treatment or any type of mental like health treatment. She said, you're good to go. Continue to do whatever it is you're doing with your doctor that you're already doing on the outside of here. I don't have any issues with that. You're good to go. Get out of here. So I was actually pleasantly surprised. To be honest with you, I figured just based on the way Calvert County was acting and how like serious they were being about it, I figured they were like kind of coercing Anne Arundel into do whatever it is they wanted them to do. But nah, man, Anne Arundel stood on business. She was like, look, I don't see any reason to do this to you. So you're cool. You're good. Have a nice way. Have a nice weekend. So she was really cool. But yeah, anyway, they dropped this off at the court and then also came back out here later that day and banged on my door to drop off a second copy of this peace order, which again still has the same name on there, which is the wrong name. It's not me. So they come back out here and they knock on the door, and I felt so bad. The female roommate that lives downstairs, there's a couple that lives in the rents out like the basement suite down there, and she came up and answered the door, and I was actually laying down taking a nap, so my lights were off, and they didn't think I was here. And then I had woke up and heard him talking. Like I looked outside, I saw the sheriff's car, and I heard them talking. So I opened my door, and I'm like, what, was dropping one off at the courthouse not good enough for you? Like you had to come out here? And he's like, what are you talking about? So I say it again, obviously. I'm like, was dropping this off at the courthouse not good enough? You had to try to come out here and embarrass me at my house too and drop it off a second time. So he said again, he's like, oh, what are you talking about? And I'm like, you just heard me say it. Like, do you want me to repeat it for a third time or no? We good? And he's like, no. So then he ends up leaving and doesn't even drop it off. So I call them and I'm like, yeah, what is going on? Like, why are y'all coming out here to drop off a second copy of this peace order that you just dropped off a couple hours ago to the court and tried to embarrass me in front of the court assessor? Now you're trying to come out here and cause a scene in front of my residents and my neighbors in the middle of the day, banging on my door like there's a massive emergency to again drop off something that literally has the wrong name on it. Like this is not even my last name. You guys know that. So I tried to explain that to them. So then when they came out here, they brought a second one. And I'm like, okay, listen, And he's like, Terrence Albert Faulkner. And I'm like, no, that's not me. And he's like, oh, that's not you. And like kind of has an attitude and starts to like continue reading it. And I'm like, no, like legally, I don't represent the entity of Terrence Albert Falter. That is not me legally in the court system. So you guys need to check your records and figure out what's going on. But that's what I'm confused on. You guys are dropping off a second one. And that's when the second officer goes, well, you got one in your hand that says Falter on it. I go, yeah. He goes, and that's not you? I go, yeah. No, it's not me. So like me saying sarcastically, yeah, obviously he got all butt. He goes, you just said yeah. I'm like, motherfucker, I'm being sarcastic. Anyway, no, it's not me. That's my issue. Is you've now dropped off a second copy of this and it has the wrong name on it. So why is it that you're dropping off a second copy in the first place? Because you already dropped one off. There should be no need for this second one. But second, why does it have the wrong name on it again? Like, you figure if you're coming out here to drop off a second copy, maybe you would correct the name. That way it's valid. No, they just continue to fuck the name up. So when I'm like explaining it to him, he's like, are you going to let me finish reading this? And I'm like, no, I'm not going to let you finish reading it because that's not me. I'm trying to explain to you, this is not my name legally. Like, check your fucking records. So he just throws it on the ground at my feet and goes, you've been served, and walked away. And it's like, dude, I had to deal with waiting over an hour for you to come out here. I had to explain to the person at the sheriff's department when I was on the phone with them, like, he's talking about he has his rights to privacy and he doesn't have to give me his name or his badge number so that I can file a grievance or anything. And I had to explain to him that, like, while you're at work, you don't have those rights. You're a public servant. When you clock out at 5 o'clock and you go home, or whenever you clock out and go home, from the hours of you getting off to you going back to work, sure, you have the rights of a private citizen. But while you're clocked in on the taxpayer's dime, you don't have private citizen rights. You're a public servant. So, like, bro, help me out or identify yourself for being a dickhead and a dereliction of duty so I can petition them for grievances properly. Like, fuck. So, yeah, he comes out here and throws it on the floor at my feet. I'm just like, okay, well, I'm still not accepting this. So it's sitting out there on the fucking ground still. I'm like, I'm not accepting this, dude. This isn't mine. This isn't my fucking name. So the peace order comes from the people over there at Bright Key. You guys saw the part 1 and the part 2 video, and then my live stream just the other day where I was at that building where the 2 cops showed up, and I was at Bright Key where Tony Warner came out, and I've been there a couple different times, but ultimately it's the lady Trisha Evans versus Terrence Albert Falter temporary peace order. So this lady named Trisha Evans got a peace order against me, and based on what she wrote here in the order, she is the lady that sits at the front desk and wears those Hell's Angels support t-shirts. It's that lady. And according to her, and you guys watched the video, when I went out there with Kevin, I walk in there, come off the elevators. She's like, you're not supposed to be in here, are you? I don't think you're supposed to be in here. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure I'm allowed to be in the little lobby. And she's like, I don't think you are. And she walked away. I grabbed a lollipop and then I left. Like, I wasn't even there to videotape in their little lobby. I had other shit to do. Kevin and I were there to get a set of parking passes, and then we were going to, like, on our own business. I was just showing him where that location was. That's why I was like, all right, come on, Kev, we're good, da-da-da. Like, I'm trying to leave. I'm not even trying to stay here. I got a lollipop and I'm Gucci. She writes this thing and says that, like, I went past their public lobby and into their private offices and started to harass people in their private offices, at which time she asked me to leave, and I became visibly upset. What did she say? I became visibly upset, and fuck, let me find it. Oh, I'm sorry. I became visibly angry, and I did not have permission to film. So she left her desk and went and got the manager, Tony Warner. So it's like, well, hold on. You just contradicted yourself. If I walked past your desk to people's private offices, then how was I standing at your desk having a conversation with you about permission when you got up and left your desk? That doesn't make any sense. Like, y'all saw it. I walked in there and grabbed a lollipop, and then I left. There was no, like, no one got visibly angry. I literally just said, I'm pretty sure I'm allowed to be in here. And then I left. Like, the guy came out, Tony Warner came out as Kevin and I were leaving and, like, asked if he could help us. He introduced himself. We had a conversation about the amount of jelly beans that were sitting there in the, how do I make this go away? The amount of jelly beans that were sitting there in the jar, and if it was like a guess the jelly beans contest, like, there was no, he never once asked us to leave. He never once said you can't film in here. He didn't say anything. So for them to go out and get a peace order and act like, she writes in here that she doesn't know what I'm capable of. And it's like, bro, I'm 5'9", 165 pounds, soaking wet. Like nobody in their right mind is scared of me ever. I said it the other day to my roommate. I go, who in the history of ever has been fucking scared of me? And he goes, midgets. I go, all right, you're right. I needed that. I needed to know that at least somebody was in fear of me, because I was feeling like a bitch for a second there. But no, straight up, like you don't like averagely look at me and be like, oh my God, he's such a scary dude, da da da. You just see like a fucking nerdy kid with glasses and a camera, and you're like, all right, it's just some dumbass little white kid. Like, so for her to sit there and act like, oh, sorry, new comments. Sorry if I don't read the comments too much. I'm sorry, guys. I apologize. I suck. But yeah, no, dude, like they write in here some funny ass shit. They also tried to throw Kevin under the bus. They said that Kevin walked in there in a bulletproof vest, which there's no bulletproof plates in there. And they said it was like military style garb, bulletproof vest. It's a vest that does have like pockets on there. It's like a utility vest, but there's no bulletproof plates. And it clearly says press on the front and press on the back in giant white letters. Like there's no military about this, and they knew that, dude. It was ridiculous. So they're trying to tell me that I need to not have any contact. I should not enter the residence. The respondent shall not commit or threaten to commit any of the following acts against the person for whom relief is sought: an act of causing such bodily harm, an act that places the person for whom relief is sought in fear of imminent serious bodily harm, assault, false imprisonment, harassment, stalking, trespass, malicious destruction of property, misuse of telephone facilities and equipment, misuse of electronic communication or interactive computer service, revenge porn, or visual surveillance. Respondents shall not contact in person, by telephone, in writing, or by any other means attempt to contact the person for whom relief was sought. Respondents shall not enter the residence of the person for whom relief was sought at an undisclosed location for reasons of safety, but it's not undisclosed. They literally put it right here. Respondents shall stay away from the places of employment of the person for whom relief was sought at 60 West Street, Annapolis, Maryland. But again, that is a location. That is technically a private building that has been leased out to public entities. There is Annapolis S&P Parking. There's Senator Chris Van Hollen. There's the Maryland Comptroller, the Maryland Chamber of Commerce, the Anne Arundel County Auditor, like the actual county auditor. There is a place called like Nav Air, which is a Navy. It's like a Naval Academy facility that helps people procure like aviation contracts and shit like that. Like there's a lot of public places within that building, and most of them I actually do have legitimate public business there to go and do. So to sit here and try to tell me that I can't go there for I don't know what this is, for 6 months at least right now, or I guess at least until next week, where they'll try to grant it for 6 months. And it's like, dude, that's horseshit. Like that's a public location. No one sat there like y'all saw I wasn't even trying to sit there. It's fucking bullshit. Y'all saw those cops follow me around. I had been given permission to film there by the building director, and the cops were like, well, this guy that rents out this one space says that he doesn't want you to film here, so you can't film here. And I'm like, okay, well, his boss said I can film here. The property manager said I can film here. So if he doesn't want me to film in his offices, that's cool, but he doesn't control the building. A tenant cannot kick me out of a building that the property manager has given me permission to be in and film at, especially if there's public fucking businesses in there. So yeah, that's currently what I'm dealing with. Next Thursday, I have to go for the final hearing on May 2nd, 2024 at 1:30 p.m. at the Annapolis District Court. So yeah, I'm going to have to go there with all the evidence. I went and got some subpoenas today for different items that I'm going to need to ultimately like exonerate myself from this bullshit, and not only like prove my innocence, but prove that she blatantly lied in this affidavit, this signed affidavit, multiple times. Now there's a Navy.gov, where was that at? Contractor that out small that helped that out small businesses with procurement contracts with Navy, Air, and Fleet. Might have been a typo there, but I think I'm going to say gets. It gets small businesses. No, Maybe there's not a typo. Maybe I'm just reading that wrong and I'm an idiot. But yeah, either way, like, so yeah, Navair is in there. There's multiple places in this location that people can go and have like legitimate legal public business with. And you guys see when you walk up to that elevator, there's no like key card access there. There's none of that. Like you walk up, you hit the elevator and you go up to whatever floor you want. So if these people are trying to say that when you come off the elevator, that little like hallway where the bathrooms are, they're trying to say that that is somehow their private lobby, and then their public lobby, which is a public lobby, is now somehow a private office. But either way, I didn't even walk into the private office the other day. And if I had, the cops would have arrested me for it. Like y'all saw them out there. They followed me around for 2 hours looking for any reason to arrest me. So then when I went today to drop off a Maryland Public Information Act request at the police department for this information, I basically dropped off the Public Information Act request. Like I said, I'm going to go get a subpoena for all this information, but this way they're going to have the weekend to know, hey, I'm coming with a subpoena for this stuff. Like, I'm going to be getting this stuff kind of in good faith to give them time to get it ready because I'm going to need it by Thursday. So, yeah, I went over there and I dropped that off. And of course, they were on some bullshit over there. But I was talking to the supervisor about the two officers that came out there. And as I'm explaining to him, I'm like, hey, listen, like, your officers were saying this, da da da, based off what that guy said. But I was given permission to film there by the building manager. Instantly, he's like, well, what's that guy's name? Well, his name's David Killian. What did you call him before going out there this time and make sure you still had permission? And I'm like, I was given permission. Until it's taken away, I still have it. Oh, is that how it works? And it's like, yeah, that's how permission works. Like when someone grants you permission to come and film in wherever the fuck you want in this building, then you have permission to do that until it's taken away by that person or someone higher than that person. It can't be somebody on the bottom of the totem pole trying to override this person up here. That's not how that works. Like I explained to the officer, if your supervisor told me that I could do something and then you tried to come out and bitch at me for doing it, I'm not listening to a thing that you say because your supervisor already told me that I'm cool to do that. And until he or somebody higher than him tells me I'm not listening to shit that you say. So I'm like telling the guy this, and he said it multiple times too. He's like, well, I mean, you got permission a year and a half ago. Did you call and make sure you still have it? Did you call before going out there every time to make sure you have it? It sounds dumb. And he's like, hey, man, look, I'm just trying to verify the information. I can't just take your word for it. We have to do an investigation and we have to verify your information. We have to talk to all parties. We have to get as much evidence as we can. I'm like, oh, really? Because the other day when your officers came out there and they told me this guy said X, Y, and Z, I said, hey, that's not true. I have permission by the building manager. And I even like used the guy's name and it was the right name and everything. So like, as he's trying to say, oh, you don't have permission from that guy, I'm like, okay, well, let's go talk to that guy. And instead of trying to verify it, y'all saw, I got on the elevator and he tried to hit the button for the bottom floor right away. Luckily, I hit the fourth floor button so we could go up and try to speak to that guy. But he didn't try to verify any information. He just tried to like coerce me out the building and threaten to arrest me without trying to verify anything. So strictly based off the word of this guy over here in this office that I wasn't even in, you're now going to threaten to arrest me and basically harass me out of the building without verifying anything. I could show you video evidence. We could go talk to the guy in person. You could call your officers that have been out here twice because your department's been put on notice twice when they've come out here that I'm allowed to be doing this. I'm allowed to do it in their lobby, but I'm in the hallway. I'm not even in there. I'm allowed to do it in there, but I'm not even in there. I'm in the hallway, and you guys are still pitching a fucking bitch and like crying about it and following me around and harassing me. And like the icing on the cake is she tried to take it upon herself to put in here. And she said an attached email has state code 3-803 defined as harassment. And at this point, I am not sure where or what Mr. Falter is capable of. What does she mean where I'm capable of? What does that even mean? I am not sure where or what Mr. Falter is capable of. What is that even supposed to mean? Where or what I'm capable of? Like, I understand what I'm capable, but what do you mean like where? I don't know where he's capable of. Oh, I don't know where. Oh, what is that? It doesn't make any fucking sense. But anyway, yeah, she tries to write down that there's a state code defined as harassment in there. So she's basically trying to tell the court that I was harassing her under the definition of this state code. But if that was true, the police would have arrested me. And what's funny is when I went down there 3 days ago on Tuesday, I never even saw that lady. She was never even at the desk. I didn't see her. I didn't speak to her. I didn't anything. I spoke to her on the phone. I called down there to try to talk to Mr. Tony. He hung up on me. I called down there again to be like, did he hang up on me or did we get disconnected? The guy was like, oh, I don't know. I guess he hung up on you. Then he hung up on me because he's an asshole. And then I ended up calling back like 10 minutes later. I spoke to, I think, Trisha, who then hung up on me. And then finally, or no, I'm sorry, I spoke to a different lady who told me Tony was in a meeting to call back later. So I said, okay. And then I called back later. And that's when I spoke to Trisha. And she was like, I don't even know who you are. Click, and like hung up on me again. So I literally spoke to her on the phone for like 2 seconds that day. Never saw her in person. Never spoke to her in person. So I don't know what she's talking about. Like I'm some big scary person. She doesn't know what I'm capable of. But then listen to what they threw Kevin. They threw the angry vet under the bus for. They said that they try to say it was me at first too, and this is weird because they're making accusations with no evidence whatsoever. It says Mr. Falter, and then again, that's not even me. So it's funny that they keep writing Mr. Falter in this paper because that's not fucking me. Mr. Falter, and then in parentheses, or the angry vet, in parentheses and quotations, the angry vet reached out Friday 4/19/24 at 10:52 p.m. and and left a voicemail on my line pretending to be a person at our management company, telling me that I cannot tell people not to film and that I need to stop. See a copy of the voicemail. I reported this to my supervisor this morning, 4/23/24, and Mr. Falter then continuously called our company trying to reach me and or my manager. No one tried to reach you. I never even asked to fucking speak to you. You just happened to answer the phone when I called there. Like, dude, she tries to like put herself in this like she's like so special, like I'm coming down there for her. Like, first off, lady, I don't even know who you are or like what the fuck you even have to do there. Second off, I find it extremely funny that someone who both times I've been down there has had a support the Hell's Angels shirt is calling the police and lying on fucking court affidavits to try to get somebody else in trouble. Like, I don't think the motorcycle club's going to appreciate that. You're out here trying to wear sweatshirts and show support to them, but then you're calling police and lying to the police to get people in trouble, lying on affidavits while also still wearing support items for them. Like, you're just making them look bad. It's fucking ignorant, lady. Yep, here, perfect. Let me put this up there. So when she put that state code 3-803, they tried to like if you read the first line, it labels out like different things that they might classify as like harassment, but if you read the second paragraph, it clearly states that none of those things apply if you're engaged in a legal and lawful activity, like a constitutionally protected activity of disseminating information to the public. I was gathering information to then regurgitate to the public at a later time. I didn't even start out live streaming there. I only started live streaming because the police showed up. So like, I don't know, man. They're too much sometimes. But yeah, literally, when you're engaged in constitutionally protected activities, they can't try to use that state code against you and be like, oh, he's harassing me because he had a camera in public. Like, I wasn't following this lady around. I wasn't obstructing her free travel. None of that. Like, I don't know. Hey, we in there, baby. Appreciate you as well, Lou Skunk. Lou's always out here supporting your boy. Appreciate you, brother. Um, Yeah, this is also true. Yeah, they kind of know now not to just come out there and arrest you on the spot because they know that it's not just going to go away. The city of Annapolis in Anne Arundel County has a $190,000 federal civil rights violation lawsuit against them right now. So they know that if they continue to press that shit, that I'm not afraid to file a lawsuit. They obviously know I'm not afraid to file a lawsuit, and they know that I'm not like dumb enough to not file it. Like they know that I'm going to file it pro se. It's not going to cost $40,000 to have some like crazy civil rights attorney do it. Like I'm not an idiot, so yeah, we'll get that shit done. They know. They know. They're gonna learn today. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to come on. I know I've only been on for 30 minutes. I just kind of wanted to come on, let y'all know what was going on. I had seen a couple comments about a peace order. I didn't know what the fuck they were talking about until I got the court assessor appointment yesterday, and she or the officer was there with that paperwork. But I wanted to let y'all know what was going on with that situation and kind of where we stand. So yeah, next Thursday will be the final hearing on it at the district court here in Annapolis. I will obviously go live once I get home and let y'all know what the hell is going on with that. In the meantime, be on the lookout. I'm gonna try to put like 2 videos out in between now and then. One from the other day when I was with the angry vet before I did the live stream, like when that lady stole the receipt from Kevin. I'm gonna do like the hours worth of shit before that, because there was so much that happened even before she stole the receipt from him, as well as today me dropping off this Public Information Act request. Like if y'all could have heard the shit that this lady was trying to tell me as to like why she didn't have to accept the MPIA request from me. She was trying to tell me that each item I was asking for comes from a different department within the police department. So she wasn't going to accept it because records doesn't personally house what it was I'm asking for. And I'm like, I get that, but it's your job to take this, procure all of those documents I'm asking for, and then have them ready when I come down here to pay to pick them up. Like, it's not my job to find out which department houses these records and gather them up and do this. That's the job of the custodian of records. Like, that's literally what your job is here for. And like, I wasn't rude, but I had to explain it to her like, man, this is literally what you do. Like, this is Kathleen Buchanan's job. I just need you to go put this on Kathleen Buchanan's desk and allow her to do her job on Monday. And she's like, all right, have a nice day. And like walked away. And it's like, why are you mad at me now because you were wrong and try to tell me some bullshit and I didn't just accept it? I didn't let you lie to me and just walk away and leave without dropping the paper off. Now you realize that you're wrong, and instead of just being like, oh damn, my bad, apologize, I didn't know. Because when I walked in there, she tried to introduce herself as a custodian of records. She introduced herself as someone who was going to take the paper from me and get the records and do whatever it is need to be done. I asked for like the main custodian so I could explain that I was going to get subpoenas and that this was in good faith giving you this so you can get ready. Absolutely. Yeah, we will absolutely be appealing that if I fail next week. So like I was like, yeah, listen, I want to let Miss Kathleen know that this is why I'm dropping this off, that I'm going to district to get a subpoena right now, blah, blah, blah. But, if we could move this along or get this train moving a little quicker, that's why I'm here to drop this off. So like she knew what I was doing, and she kept insinuating that she could take it for me, that she could process the request because she was a custodian of records. She just so happened to be sitting at the front desk today filling in, but normally she's the custodian of records and Kathleen is her boss. So I was extremely concerned when she then tried to be like, we don't do that. I don't know what you're talking about. These come from different departments, sweetheart. These aren't from us. I'm like, didn't you say you were a custodian of records? Yeah. And it's like, then why are you sitting here acting dumb? Like, but again, the average person who didn't understand the process would have went in there to try to get the information. She would have told them, no, that's not how it's done. And they would have left, had to gone home and done more research and go back on Monday to drop it off and lost 3 or 4 days worth of processing time. Luckily, I've dealt with this bullshit enough that I know what's going on. Thank you, Dirk the Darren. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. New member on the scene. Just so you know, Dirk, you will have access. If you look in my community post, you will see a link to my Google Drive, where you will have access to like different legal documents I filed, like my appeals, my federal civil rights lawsuit, as well as different MPIA requests that I fill out and things like that. And you'll also get early access to my videos. So appreciate you, brother. But yeah, so I basically was like explaining to her how to do her job, and she was trying to tell me that she's the person to do it. And then proceeded to be like, nah, I don't know what you're talking about. And it's like, well, I thought you were the person to do it. Luckily, I didn't just give it to you off jump and leave, because you would have never done it. Or luckily, I didn't listen to you lie to me, because I would have lost 3 days of processing time. So yeah, dude, never let these people lie to you. Like, do as much research as you can um, into like into ways that they'll stop you. That's kind of how I do my research in these situations. Like, I don't just do like crazy broad research and try to keep it all up there. I'll know that, okay, I'm going here to this public location to film today. They're going to try to trespass me. Okay, let me look up the trespass statute. They're going to try to say I'm obstructing walkways and use that as a way to get me out. Let me look up the obstruction statute 10.201. Let me look up. I try to think like backwards, like, okay, what problem can they present for me while I'm out there? And then I try to research that information and have that on hand, so when that situation presents itself, I don't have to be like, oh shit, what do I do? I already know. Okay, hey, I knew they were going to say this at some point. Boom. And then they're like, oh fuck, got us. Let me try the next thing. Then they'll like go behind the door and conversate for a couple of minutes, and they'll come back out and try to use some other dumb shit on you. But oh, they make it horrible, John. So here you ultimately and a lot of places they try to say that you have to fill it out on their form, because their form will ask for your name and phone number and address, but that's not true. In Maryland, you can technically fill it out on the back of a CVS receipt or like a sticky note and turn it in, and they have to accept it. There is no standard set state form. It's not like form DC 002 or something like that is the MPIA form. Like, it helps sometimes that departments make their own, so that people, it can streamline the process and kind of make it faster and get it to the records department that it needs to. But a lot of them want information that you're not required to give. So you don't have to give your name, address, any of that. The only thing that you are required to give is like an email, so that they can send the records to you. If you want to give them like a PO box so they can send it to physically, do something like that. I give them an email address so that they can just email all of it as attachments to it, to me. I don't have to come down there physically and pick up like a CD or a thumb drive or any of that. But they have 10 days to respond to it. So when you submit the request to the custodian of records or whoever takes it, they have 10 days to produce that information, and or produce like a letter saying, hey, we're going to need 30 days to produce this information because ABC. Or, hey, we're not going to be able to produce this information because da da da. Or, we're going to need 30 days and we're going to be able to give you the information, but we're going to have to redact some stuff. Da da da. Like, it's either they give it to you in 10 days, or within 10 days, they give you a reason why they need 30 days to give it to you. And if they don't give it to you within the 30 days, that's when you have the ability to reach out to the state ombudsman and ask them to reach out to the custodian or the business or whatever it is you're trying to get the information from. The state ombudsman will reach out to them and ask them to enter into mediation with you and try to like mediate it out. That way you can get their information without having to do all this bullshit and waste taxpayer time and like take them to court over it. But yeah, Annapolis loves to not give me public information, especially City Hall. The lady Kathleen Buchanan I was talking about, you guys remember her. She's always an asshole when I go down there to the police department. She loves to try to not give it to me, but she will just like at the last possible moment. City Hall will just straight up be like, no, we're not giving that shit to him. Fuck him. Da, 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 da. Like, because they're assholes. But yeah, so I'm gonna get all of that information, and I'm going to set up a nice little defense, and hopefully be able to play all of this video and show all of this stuff next week there. I want to be able to get like Kevin's or the Angry Vet's phone records as well as my phone records and show that neither one of us called there at 10:52 and that they're putting this information. She didn't say like it's a possibility. She said that it was me or Kevin. Like they were certain that it was me or Kevin. And that's not cool. You can't be making accusations like that with no evidence. Like it could literally be anybody. It could be one of y'all. It could be a troll channel. Like I told y'all, those troll channels love to call down to places and cuss them out to try to make the auditors look bad. It's like anything to try to discredit the mission. But yeah, man, it's crazy. I'm curious, do they charge you to use the ombudsman? I know New Hampshire tries to charge you $25. I've never been charged to use the ombudsman. I've used them once, and it was it was against Annapolis City. Sorry, I was like, was it Anne Arundel County or Annapolis City? It was against Annapolis City Hall. They didn't answer like 12 of my Public Information Act requests, and the ombudsman reached out to them, and they actually declined to enter into mediation and to give me the stuff. So I was gonna have to contact the attorney general, but then I had started dealing with the shit with Calvert County, so I just kind of gave up on it and was just like, man, I'm not worried about this. It was like basic public information. It would have been nice to have it because it's public and I requested it, but it wasn't something that I necessarily needed to finish the story that I was working on right then. It was a story that I was going to possibly be working on in the future, and I actually ended up not working on that, so it was cool. I wasn't too stressed on it. But yeah, no, John, they make it like as hard as possible. I don't know if there's a fee. I don't know, like if maybe the city agreed to enter into mediation, if I would have had to pay a fee for like the mediation or what, but they actually declined, so I'm not 100% sure. They do charge you for the public information here. Per the MPIA Act, like the Maryland Public Information Act, you get 2 free hours of like procurement. So let's say they try to bill you and they say, okay, this body camera footage is going to cost $25 plus $40 for the 2 hours it took the custodian to get this, records together. Well, you would say, hey, this thing actually says I get 2 hours of gathering for free, at which time they would come back and say, okay, you're right. No fee for the gathering of the records. You just have to pay $25 for the actual physical copy of the body camera footage. So there's kind of ways around that stuff. Oh, this is dope. 6 Oaks Farms used the ombudsman in Baltimore County, and it worked well. I'm not sure which one I used. I just remember calling Brian Frosch's office, I think, or the Attorney General's office, and I think they're the ones that directed me to the state ombudsman, but I'm not 100% sure where from, but it's almost 35 minutes. I know, right, in their time. But yeah, no, they do give you 2 hours free. So if something happens to take 2 hours to get that information together, you'll actually get it for free instead of having to pay them. But normally they'll say, okay, this employee gets paid $45 an hour, and it took them 2 hours to get your records together. So now you need to pay $90 for what it cost, like the 2 hours for them to get their stuff together. And it's like, well, hold on, that makes no sense. They're already getting paid their normal salary, so they're getting paid $40 an hour by the taxpayers to do this, but then I'm also having to pay them double their salary, so they're getting an extra, like, are they getting an extra $90, or where does that other $90 go to? If they're already being paid to work for those 2 hours while they're at work from 9 to 5, why am I paying them to work again? That makes no sense. Like, the taxpayers are already paying for that. Do you understand what I'm saying? Taxpayers are paying for those 2 hours. Why would I pay them for those 2 hours personally when the taxpayers are already paying for it? Doesn't make any fucking sense. Literally. Like, they literally get paid either way. So why would I pay their hourly salary if they're already at work getting paid to do that. I could see like maybe if they had to stay late after work to process my request for 2 hours and they wanted to get paid or something, maybe. But like if you're at work from 9 to 5 and this is one of your job duties today is to process this information, then that's your job duty. I shouldn't have to pay extra. Like the fuck? It makes no sense. But oh shit, I meant to click on John's. Yeah, no. Damn it. I missed it again. Stop commenting. Yeah, Six Oaks is always in some legal stuff. He's super knowledgeable, very well educated, and hopefully one day here in the future he will actually be helping educate the community on how to file some lawsuits. So he's got a lot of great ideas in the works, and hopefully soon he will be able to implement those and educate us a little bit more, because that boy's smart as shit. Appreciate you, Gordy. Thank you for loving my videos. Oh yeah, absolutely, dude. I agree. Six Oaks is damn good people. He's good peoples, man. But Lil, you good people too, though, brother. You also good people. A lot of y'all are good people, man. I don't know a whole bunch of y'all that aren't good people, to be honest. I mean, there's some of you guys that come in here and comment a bunch of weird stuff and dumb stuff, but sometimes I feel like they just do it for attention too. They're not bad people. But yeah, there's a lot of damn good people in here. A lot of damn good squad members. And right now looks to be about 50 of them in here. Looks to be about 11 of them. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get off here. It's been 45 minutes. I just kind of wanted to come on and let y'all know what was going on with that. Also, I want to show y'all my Shark motorcycle / car. It's cool when you run the wheels, it actually like moves the mouth up and down. But I was at Walmart the other night and I actually forgot my wallet, so I asked the cashier lady. It was actually the day all this shit went down. It was Tuesday when all this stuff happened. And I was like, hey, listen, sweetheart, I had a real bad day and I forgot my wallet. And they got this really cool Shark car back there. And it's 1 of 5 and it's only $1.20. Can I just have this? Can you buy this for me? And she was the nicest old lady. She's like, I got you, sweetheart. I got you. And she looked out for your boy. Boom. And there's my Shark car. But yeah, it's sweet when you ride it. Look, it moves his little mouth up and down. Wee. But yeah, no, I'm just like a big old 12-year-old. Oh, you want me to grab Jimmy? You want me to grab Jimmy real quick? Jim. Timothy. Squad wants to see you. You want to come see Squad? Or you sleeping? Oh, you sleeping? All right, you're a good boy. Okay. I didn't know you were sleeping. I'm sorry. All right. Yeah, I'll put your cover up. I'm sorry, bud. I didn't realize your lights went out. Ooh. It's actually night time for Jimmy. I didn't realize his eyes were closed over there. That boy passed out. He's sleeping. Dude, anytime, brother. Anytime. Yeah, you guys would be surprised. I don't want to put them on blast, but Six Oaks actually helps a large amount of people in the community, both auditors and just subscribers in general, with like a lot of stuff. Man, this guy does a lot of stuff for the community in the background, so we definitely appreciate the shit out of him. Hopefully one day we're able to show him the recognition for the stuff that he does. Like I said, he's got a lot of good ideas in store for the future. So we'll just help him get there. And in the meantime, show that man some support, bro, because he cool as shit. Like Lou said, he good people. But yeah, Jimmy's sleeping. That boy done for the night. Jimmy just smoked a giant bowl. He's sleeping. Yeah, he's passed out. That boy high as shit. Excuse me. Y'all seen him. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and play with my Shark car for a little bit. I'm probably going to watch some of the X-Men cartoons. That's what I was saying the other day to those ladies. I don't know if anyone used to watch the X-Men cartoons back in like 1992 to 1996. They actually just brought that back on Disney Plus, and it's called like X-Men 97. And The episodes were written, I don't think in 97, but these episodes were written a while ago, but they're done in like a new animation style, but kind of made to also look old at the same time, but it picks up where that left off, and it's cool as shit. So if you ever used to watch X-Men cartoons back in the day, check that stuff out. Angry Vet, my man, I was just talking about you a minute ago. Them people try to put that, they try to put that evil on you, bro. They try to say in that peace order that it was either me or it was either you that called out there at 10:52 p.m. Like, not, not someone called out here at 2:30, but they said that one of us called out there at 10:52 p.m. on a Friday. So that's literally like an hour and 30 minutes later than right now. And because today's a Friday. Like, no way. Y'all know us. We call places during business hours. We don't call places after business hours because no one's there. Literally. But yeah, they try to put that evil on you, Kevin. Don't let them people do that. Who does that say they call me? Cass, appreciate you, Cass. You the bomb.com, homie. But yeah, Kevin, don't let them boys put that evil on you. We gonna get them. I'm gonna call you tomorrow and let you know what's going on. I went out and filled out some Public Information Act requests and stuff today to try to get some information for what was going on here. Hold on, this is funny. Absolutely not, Miss Jen. But yeah, no, that was someone funny that texted me. She's cool. But yeah, no, I appreciate y'all for coming out, watching the little bit of stuff I had to say about the peace order and what's going on with that. Like I said, it's not even in my actual name. That's not me, so I'm not even quite sure what's going on. If that's even valid because it doesn't have the right name. But either way, I'll be there on Thursday at 1:30 p.m. and I will be I will be fighting for my innocence on this one. And if we lose, I am going to appeal this to circuit court, and we're going to have to do the whole thing all over again because I'm not going to let them sit there and lie on me or Kevin or anybody else in the community. That's not cool. So, no, stop doing that. Oh my God. All right, Kevin. I almost want to call you a peckerhead because you do this, and it's too nice. You need to stop doing this. But I appreciate the shit out of you, brother. The Angry Vet just gifted another 50 memberships, so make sure you guys join. Like I said earlier, you get access to my Google Drive where I upload different legal documents and stuff that either I file or are given to me, and you also get access to all of my videos as soon as I upload them. So like if I put it up today, but it doesn't come out till Monday, y'all will get access to it today as part of like the membership. So, dude, Kevin, you the bomb.com, man. You don't have to keep doing that, brother. I appreciate the shit out of you, bro. Oh my God. I'm almost like mad at you because you keep doing it because now I'm just like, damn. Dude, I appreciate the shit out of you. I just knocked like 4 of my medicine bottles over. That's funny as shit. But no, dude, I appreciate you, Kevin. You the bomb.com, brother. You know I love you. We went out the other day and did another co-op audit, so be on the lookout for a video coming soon. But I appreciate y'all, man. You guys stay safe out there. Enjoy your weekend. It's Friday. Look out for a video by Monday. All right, peace out, squad. Love y'all.